Hello, people of the internet. I'm officially on a Christmas break, but I promised my teammates to finish one more task before I officially sign off. So we will look at that together. And if you remember, we already started working on this issue a few episodes ago, and we struggled kind of it because it was a SELinux issue, and I'm not that good in debugging them. I know the basics from the top of my head, and this was a bit more. I don't know if it was advanced, but it was definitely something different than I'm used to. Like, I'm used to the kind of SELinux issues that manifest in a way that, of course, we are getting 500 error because of SELinux issue, but then you figure out, okay, some SELinux context is not set on some files, and you just set the context and that's that. So that's the 90% of the SELinux issues I'm dealing with. This was different. This was error that looked like this, and it complained about some NNP here, NNP transition. I've never seen that before, and we did some debugging. NNP, by the way, stands for no new privileges, and it was coming from light HTTPD from our CGI application or server running inside of light HTTPD, and we figured out that our different Copper instance, our Red Hat internal Copper instance that uses HTTPD instead of light HTTPD didn't have any problems. It worked fine. And we ended up somewhere around at that point. So that's not a good enough explanation, right? HTTPD HTTPD works, light HTTPD doesn't. That's not good enough for us. So after that, I did some more digging and found out that if we did systemctl cat light HTTP service, it was configuring the no new privileges to yes, and therefore this feature was activated or enabled, and therefore the server was getting the SELinux errors, while the Red Hat internal instance that was using HTTPD, it didn't configure the feature, and by default the feature is false. So that's the difference between those two. And of course I tried to configure our light HTTPD service to not do no new privileges, not enable it but disable it, and then it started working on light HTTPD too. So this was the root of the problem. Now we could probably go deeper. Like, there is a documentation, I linked documentation for the feature in systemd, and I linked the documentation for the feature in kernel, and we could go deeper, but that's a bit of a overkill, I would say, because this is a new feature. So in the past we didn't have it, in some servers like HTTPD, it's not enabled by default. I would assume we can disable it on our light HTTPD too and get the website working, and maybe in the future re-enable it. So, but I assume, or from what I understood in the documentation, the feature like CGI servers needs this to have disabled, and maybe light HTTP is mainly used for serving static files which don't need it, and therefore they enabled the feature. I don't know. I wanted to ask the maintainer, but I didn't have time to do that. So maybe we can try to take a look who put the no new privileges into the service, and if there is any comment about that, some reasoning why it was enabled or not. So let's start there. Okay, if I jump to our server, and let's say our development server, so if I can show you the output of this. So it says yes and then no. Why? That was some of my experiments. I tried to create an override. Yes, I mentioned it here. Check this out. So I am disabling it. This is what we are going to actually do in our Ansible setup, probably. So check this out. The web should be working now. If we go to Copper staging, by the way, we needed to enable Anubis for our servers because we were being so DDoSed by AI crawlers that it was insane. You couldn't believe that. So here running, and we can go to resources, which points us to a different server. Now we are at the Copper backend server. This is served by light HTTPD, and we can see pools. Yep, this is a table of all pools of builders that are available to Copper. This is Copper staging instance, not the production one. And you can see descriptions of the pools and so on. So for example, this one is in Amazon and so on. And we have a list of all the resources, meaning all builders that are available. So this page works. If we open the override that I created previously and set this to yes, which is what the service does by itself. Yeah, we forgot to do this. Then it will stop working and start raising that SELinux error. Not sure what is happening here. This is still being served. Maybe let's close this and try again. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. If we now we are getting internal server errors, but I think we should get internal server error also here. It's just cached by CDN because the page doesn't change. So we should probably do that, right? So copper BE, I guess this is a non-CDN version of that site /resalloc. Yep, and we are getting internal server error. So it would be better to test on this website instead of the cached CDN one. So again, if we go for that override and do no, we forgot to reload again and restart. By the way, you can create an override like this by systemctl edit and then name of the service. It opens a prompt or it opens an editor where you can set whatever you want to change, and it will generate the override on in the appropriate directory. So etc systemd light http service .d and then the override. Ideally, okay, so we restart that. Let's try again, and the page is loading now. So that's good. That's good. Ideally, you should rename this to something. I don't know. We typically, since it's .d, it should support files that starts with numbers, indicating their priority. So you could have multiple levels of overrides, and yeah, we typically name it after what it does. So we will rename this to NNP, for example. So I want to move this to our Ansible configuration so that once the server is reprovisioned, or when we try to fix the production, it gets fixed from the Ansible deployment and not manually like we did here. But before doing so, one last check. Are we able to find who defines the systemd service that we are overriding? And who put the no NNP line there? So if we do cat on the service, we will see the whole service, right? So this file, if we scroll down a little, we should see the no new privileges will be somewhere here. No new, we missed it here. No new privileges, yes. And it is defined in this file. So we can see what package installed this file. It will be like HTTPD, but we can do rpm qf, sorry, qf. So it was installed by this like the HTTPD file, right? So we can go to Fedora packages website, source fedora-project.org, and put light HTTPD here, and I typoed it. I never ever remember how many T's is in that word. So we will copy paste it. And I forgot /rpms/. So this is our Git repository with not the light-httpd source code, but with the spec file that is the Fedora package. So we can find some config options, some patches for reasons, some buttons, I'm not sure, an index and so on, but most importantly the spec. Does this mention a .service? It does. It says that this service should be installed into build root unit there. So yeah, this looks like our light HTTPD service here. So where does this come from? It's from doc systemd light HTTP service. This will be probably complicated. So we have several sources here. Is doc file mentioned here? It's not. So I'm gonna assume it is coming from the main source 0. So we'll take a look at what the source 0 is. It's this one. By the way, that's just assumption, right? I didn't find it, so I expect it to be here because I don't see any other complicated sources. We've seen some patches and images, but if there were, I don't know, some tarball, we would take a look at that. But this is the only tarball, so I assume the service files is in there. So if we go here, and we can take a look, our version is this one. So we can specifically download our version and download that version. So we downloaded the sources. If we in Emacs go downloads a light HTTPD, and we can find service. So this is some Avahi. I don't know what's that. I think this is the one that was mentioned by the spec file. Service. Doc systemd light HTTPD. Doc systemd light HTTPD. This is it. And no new privileges is here. Okay. Oops, I didn't want that. I didn't want... Okay, I need to blur the screen at 18 minutes. Okay. I actually... Okay. So we have seen it is in the sources, but that's not helpful. We need a Git repository actually, because otherwise we cannot see why it was added. So we need to find the source code actually for like HTTPD, Git repository for that. Of course, it is not on GitHub, so we will probably need to clone this. I wanted to see it in... Okay, we will clone this. I would prefer to just click on web, but we will clone this. So let's go to my Git directory, git clone the repo they mentioned. Not sure why it's light HTTP 2. Okay. I'm sorry, I need to take this. Okay. So nothing that cannot wait. Let's go to light HTTPD. Now we will probably do this in Emacs. So a light HTTPD 2 service. This is the one. Is this the one? This says light HTTP 2. No. This must be, oh, this is I didn't read. This is a development branch. So no. We wanted the git clone here. This is the one, right? What was the version of the sources that we downloaded? 1.4. Okay, so that matches our 1.4 repo. So light service, not Avahi but systemd, and no new privileges. Okay, and we can do magit blame here. Okay, and they say systemd light HTTP service hardening. Reduce system privileges of light HTTP daemon and subprocess. So no new privileges is mentioned only once, and no new documentations. Okay, so this is not helpful for us. This is not helpful for us. We didn't find any. We didn't find any reasoning why it was enabled. So I guess this is where our investigation ends. And now we are going to put the drop-in to our Ansible repo and get it over with. So, okay, back to our server and get, shit, I can't type, this one. So this is the drop-in that I want to deploy using our Ansible on the production server. By the way, I created it like this. Edit. I said it, but I didn't show you this. So I ran sudo systemctl edit and then the name of the service. It opens editor like this. For some unexpected reason, it opens nano. Maybe we don't have $sign editor configured on the server. I'm not sure, but this was first time in a long time that I've seen nano, and basically it says like this is how the service looks like, and whatever you put here will be generated as the result of the override. And here it says the file. So we don't want to edit anything or do any changes, so we'll just quit. So this is how I generated the file. Now we need to deploy it somehow using our Ansible. So let's go to the Fedora infra Ansible repo and copper backend, probably copper backend like this. So okay, some random file, whatever. So we are inside of roles, copper backend files. Here we see some configuration for light HTTPD, and that's fine and all, but we don't want to deploy a change for light HTTPD. We want a change for systemd actually. So we need to put it somewhere. By the way, copper rules are here. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know it's here. So another option would be allowing the transition while leaving the option enabled. I don't know if we want to waste more time on it. Shoot. But it could be maybe better. Fedora infra Ansible. I mean, like this. Pull rebase. What? Fedora infra Ansible git pull rebase 502. I cannot. Okay, temporary issue on Pegger side. That's not our problem. However, who added this? Maggot blame. Also, this was added a long time ago, 2018, by my former teammate who is not in the team anymore, so we cannot ask. But I mean, I'm not like, we could add a line here. We could add a line here. Which would, I think I can, this was, by the way, the error we were getting from the website, right? So we could do something like some audit to allow, and the string, put it here, and it should generate for us some SELinux configuration that is needed. And maybe I put too much there, or it is, I think the syntax is different. I think it's maybe echo and into audit to allow. Yeah, like this. So maybe we could just put this there. Would that be it? But the problem is, I don't know what about the pp and the mod files. Should we... So possibly we just run the compile here and that's it. What is the line? Yeah, this is the one. I mean, you know what? Let's try it. Let's try it because yeah, let's try it because I'm quite curious about it now. So if it doesn't work, we can revert, and that's that, right? So if we probably need to run the compile here. I want to run it from a terminal so we can see output instead of clicking on it in the Emacs. So let's jump to the directory like this. It's compile.sh, but it's not executable. Fun. So we can probably do compile like this. Unknown type HTTP script at token. Oh, that's just fun. Is that because we are running it on my machine, which doesn't have HTTPD installed? Do I have HTTPD? RPM HTTP. I don't, and I don't have light HTTPD. So maybe let's install them just to make our life easier. So sudo dnf install HTTPD. Why not? Like, I'm not going to run it, right? We are going to install the service, but it's going to be disabled. So why the hell not? Now can I run it? Still unknown. And now this is getting interesting. Okay, so let's maybe try to Google this. Or maybe this will be faster. Oh, we need to require it? Oh, we need to require it. Okay, okay. That makes sense. So our... Yeah, this is the type. Yeah. This, yeah, that makes sense. Unknown class process 2. So I think our error changed. Yeah, our error changed. So it's different line and different name. So this is class process 2. So I suppose class process 2 semicolon. Syntax error on line 15. Okay, so what did I mess up? Okay, so this seems to be, you know what, we will do I don't pretend to know how the rules look like. So sure, the line is valid. What about process 2? Dude, where do I put the process 2? Using obsolete? I don't give a shit if it's obsolete. It says process 2 in the outer log. We are going to do process 2, but remove it entirely is not a real... Okay, when I don't put it there, it says this, right? So how do I fix this then? Using modern primitives. Oh, that's just correct replacement. What? Domain autotrans HTTP. Now this is getting a little bit stupid because I don't have a clue what's this. What should we replace? Target domain. If the script should transition into different domain. I think it should transition into that domain, isn't it? What was our previous line? So it was HTTPD and HTTPD script. I think that's just okay. So if we now try to compile, syntax error. Yeah, that's just beautiful. We will very soon just fuck this and oh yeah, no. I just lost my I just completely lost my temper. Not worth it. I don't give a shit anymore. So we are going to do that. We are going to do that drop-in that I wanted to do in the first place. I'm glad we did this experiment, but no. So, let me take a look at templates as well. Okay, nothing interesting. Okay, we will need to create a file here in the files, but I want to take a look if, for example, frontend or something does something similar that we want to do, because I would probably like to just do the same approach that we do on different places. This is exactly, yeah, exactly this. So in the case of, for example, Copper frontend, we override the HTTPD service with some additional configuration, and we are going to do the exact same for our backend. So in the frontend files, we have systemd/system. We will do the same here. So we are going to create a directory systemd inside system, and inside it will be name of the service. The reasoning is here that it should match the path, right? So systemd system, now the name of the service.d. So we are going to create one more directory, and inside we have the override, and as I said previously, there could be number prefix which indicates the priority of the file, and then it's better to do some like a name for the file that indicates what's inside. So this is about some out of memory policy, so it's called conf. We will do similar here. So our override will be nnp. Let's do nnp. nnp.conf. And we are going to put whatever is here inside of that file, like this. And we are going to probably link the kernel documentation and the free desktop documentation. That seems like a good idea to me. So these two. Okay. Okay, I think this is reasonable. Now we have this file, right? It is supposed to be installed into some directory in the system, but I don't think Ansible will do this for us automatically. Depends on how our playbook is written. it is possible that it takes this and just copies it or installs it to the system, but I doubt that. So I think we will need to edit our tasks. Probably the main YAML. So we will probably need to edit this playbook to install the file actually, and we can do the same that is done on our front-end server. So front-end tasks, not main probably here, because we have HTTPD, so I guess it would be here. And we will search for service. No. Interesting. What we are going to do then, we are going to, where are we? File SELinux. Okay, so let's move. Now we are inside of raw scopper. Let's git grab service inside frontend. Import tasks. We are looking for something that installs the file. We seem to have, even though there is HTTPD, we seem to have a lot of tasks in the main YAML. So we'll take a look at the main YAML as well. Service. Enable services. Install custom systemd service files. Yep. Check this out. So it's not like too specific to the HTTP service. It's generic basically. It takes the whole systemd file that we have in our files here, this directory, and whatever is inside, it's just getting installed into, it's just getting installed into etc. So we are going to do the same here in our backend server. So systemd, do we have anything systemd here? No. You know what? We can probably put it even at the very end of the file. I guess it's fine. So we will take this and put it here. And now, yep, the name could be same. And we, of course, want to, yeah, that's why we use the same directory names that we had in the front-end side. However, here, notify reload HTTPD is a nonsense. So we need to take a look, what should we notify, right? So we go to backend, handlers, main, and here is restart light HTTPD. So we will probably need to do that. Do we need to do the system.ll reload here somehow? Git grab. Maybe. You know what? We will do that. And then we will restart light HTTPD. Yeah, this is what we want to do. Okay, so if we take a look at our changes, it's just this one block and our new file. Okay, no new lines at the end, we don't like that. We will add the line like this. Okay, so this is our commit. So copper backend disable no new privileges for light httpd. Good thing we have completion here, because I couldn't write it for my life if my life depended on it. So see this issue. It is not fixing the issue actually, because the issue are actually two issues. So we will just link it and then manually close it. Okay. Okay. Now we are going back to our server. We are going to break it again. So we are going to remove this override. Yeah, it shouldn't exist now. And we are going to reload. We are going to restart the light HTTP service, and we are going to take a look at the resource page, and it doesn't work. Good, this is what we wanted. So this is the state our production is in. Now, we did our changes in our Ansible. I'm going to push them. And now we are going to run the playbooks against our staging instance. And if it fixes the issue, it is good to go on production. Okay. How do we run the playbooks? So there is this server called Batcave. Somebody in infra liked our Batman references. We can SSH to it, because I cannot run the playbooks from my workstation. They need to be run from the Batcave. So I SSH to it as my user at Batcave, and now, yeah, they moved the Batcave several times, and the last time I think it was at RDU3, I think. Let's try. If it doesn't work, then it's this one. Yeah, sorry, I have a typo here. Sure. Ah, okay, so that's the last instance that was there. So first it was in Phoenix, that which was like when I started in Fedora. Then it was moved to, is this Arizona? I'm not sure. So, sorry if it's not. But then it was moved to RDU. So I think all of our servers are in the RDU now, or are being migrated to RDU. Anyway, we are on the Batcave. And we want to run the playbook. So typically you run Ansible playbooks using Ansible playbook and give the path to the playbook. We have some helper script here on the Batcave. I'm not exactly sure on the reasoning behind it, but I don't really care. We have a helper script that we use, so we will use it. And basically it looks like this. So it's basically a wrapper around the Ansible playbook, so there is no big difference. Basically we just use this script, specify what host name we want to run the playbook against, so our staging instance, and then what playbook we want to run. And the difference here is we are not passing the whole path to the script, to the playbook, because if I do ls, like, there are no groups in the current directory, right? So you would expect this is, but no, it somehow knows where the playbooks are. But we are basically running groups slash copper backend playbook against the staging. So if I run this, it wants my 2 passwords. Good. So it will be this. Okay, we are going to run this. Okay, this is running, and I'm going to be, otherwise it is going to be a problem. Okay, this is going to take maybe another three minutes. I don't know. We are still at the base role, so it's the base role that is provided by the Fedora infrastructure itself. Then it is the Copper base role, which is the same for all Copper servers, and then it's specifically the Copper backend playbooks, or the Copper backend role. So it will take a little bit of more time. So we are going to work while waiting. So first thing is, I want to say that I know Ansible has tags, and we could specify a tag here and run only that. So it would take, I don't know, 30 seconds instead of 5 minutes. I don't want to do that actually. I want to run the whole playbook and be sure that when we run the whole playbook on production, it will work. I don't like using tags very much, because then I'm not testing the whole playbook. I don't know. Not a big fan. I'd rather wait and do something in the meantime than just, I don't know. Anyway, I said we cannot fix the issue by that one commit, because this issue are actually 2 issues. And we figured that out in our previous episode. So we figured out that there is the SELinux issue, which we fixed now, because previously it was too hard for us to fix. But there was also misconfigured PostgreSQL access for our user, actually. So we needed to do that manually as well. So we will need to change our Ansible playbook to do that too. By the way, in the morning I have seen some Primagen video, and it was pronouncing PostgreSQL as Postgre, so PostgreSQL, which was fun and made me laugh. But I don't know, of course, what's the right pronunciation, but yeah, that made me laugh. So on our server, we edited this, I remember, and we put this line there. So let's try to search for it. Yep, this is the line. So we put this here, and we need our Ansible to do that as well. Now, this will be some line in file Ansible operation, but same as with our PostgreSQL, SELinux problem. I want to be consistent with what we do elsewhere. In this case, I'm interested what we do in our internal what is it called, deployment. So off screen, I'm going to grab this line in our internal documentation and see if there is any configuration related to that. I cannot show this on screen because there could be some sensitive information. So I'm going to go into Git and then internal copper deployment repository. I'm doing git pull rebase, which I don't have any permissions to because I'm not on VPN. Okay, we are not going to pull, but we are going to git grab not the line, but just this name. Nice. Nice. It's okay, so it found change in a backend playbook and frontend playbook. So we are going to take a look at the backend playbook because of course we are working on backend here. And shoot, I did something I didn't want to. hub.conf. Okay. Okay, I will copy that on screen so that we can see that. So set no number in Vim so I can select it better. And I'm going to just copy it here. All right. So this is the relevant documentation for our internal server. And it actually, since it is copy content into, so it doesn't actually replace any it doesn't add any lines, it just replaces the file, which is a bit scary here. So we will take a look at that config. What do they do here? So this was our previous content. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, but they are different. I don't like this. I don't like this. It's all, sure. Replication, yeah, replication is not mentioned here. Yeah, this line is different too. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this. We are not going to use the same approach that we do in the internal instance. This could work probably, but it's just a bit sketchy because we change a lot of no, that's too much. We are going to do Ansible line in file, this one, and we are going to use that. But in the meantime, let me check. Okay, so the playbook finished, changed some files. It would be better if it changed just one thing, but if we search for SELinux, copy over our custom SELinux module, that's not it. It's still base. Okay, we need to go lower. Let's go from the end, I guess. Interesting. I cannot see the line actually, so okay, weird. Anyway, let's try this. No. So we didn't install the drop-in actually. Let me take a look at... So the override is not going to be here, but the NNP is here. So we installed it. We definitely installed it. System status, how long it is running? 15 minutes. That's too long. We didn't install the unit file drop-ins changed on disk, so we didn't do system-daemon reload, which is interesting since we have it here, right? That's just weird. That's just weird. Was the... If we scroll, not here, if we scroll up here, reload. Don't see any reloads. What the fuck? It's weird. So I mean, restart light HTTP is here. We do it like several times, so were we incorrect to just include the daemon reloads? I don't know. Reload. I don't know. I know it's weird. Anyway, we are going to get back to our PostgreSQL configuration and finish that one. By the way, sorry for jumping from task to task. It's I wanted to utilize the time of waiting, and then then it got confusing. So anyway, line in file, we need to make sure this line is in this file. So let's not read the documentation. Here are examples. So ensure SELinux is set to enforcing So it looks in this file, finds this line and makes sure it's this. That's maybe to replace, ensure. We want to make sure add a line to the file that does not exist. Yeah, I think we need just this actually. And create is create file or line. I think file. So create used specified file will be created. Okay, so that's not what we need. The file should exist. We just want to add the line. So we are going to do something like this. And we are going to say, what we are going to say? Something like make sure ResallocWebUI can connect to the database. Now line file, what file? This file. What line? This line. And I think we can just remove this space like this. Cool. So this looks good to me. We are going to remove that line from that file so that we can make sure the Ansible does this correctly. And I think we need to restart PostgreSQL after this, right? Post. And we don't have a handler for that, so handlers in front end probably should have that. Yep. So this is what we are going to put inside our backend handlers as well. I have no clue why this was wrapped, so I like this better. And then we are of course going to notify like this. And looking at this, is the problem we have multiple like dashes here? Let me check. Like, I'm starting to think the indentation here is incorrect. That if it allows multiple, maybe there needs to be this. So maybe let's do a quick. Is this correct in Ansible? Yes, correct, as long as they are defined. What about my indentation of the dashes? Is correct? Yeah, this is exactly what I have, dude. So it seems this is our problem. We can see if anyone does that the same in our playbooks. So if we go to main, I have the Ansible repository here. If we do git grep notify, so for example here we have notify. This needs to contain dashes, right? Because it doesn't have anything after notify. So we can search for that and open that file, notify. So this is the same here, but is it possible it's also tags are here? So I don't know, is this correct or not? What would be wrong? Invalid problematic. Yeah. So it's possible our indentation is wrong. Maybe we'll try to fix it. So we will try to fix it now. The problem in Fedora Ansible repository is you need to push first and then run it. So, of course, if you make any mistake, you will learn only after pushing. So we do a lot of fix up commits. So backend, I think this is the correct indentation, right? So yeah, we need to commit stupid commits like this. And we are going to commit also this one. This is this is from what I took from the internal repository. We don't want that, but we need our handler. That's right. So our change is basically this. So make sure ResallocWebUI can connect to the database, and now we are making sure this line is inside of this file, and if not, then we are restarting Postgres to make sure the change is applied. And here is how we restart the Postgres. So this looks right to me. Backend allow ResallocWebUI to connect to the database. C, not this one, this one. And we are of course need to be linking the full URLs here, because this is inside of the Copper issue tracker, and the Ansible repository is different, and it is also not in GitHub. So yeah, we need to be linking the full issues here. Okay, so we have two commits here and one change we didn't want to commit. Let's push this. Now, if we changed only the, let me run the playbook so it is done quickly, and then I'm going to explain my reasoning. So running the playbook again. Okay, running the playbook now. So if we did only the fix with the SELinux and deployed correctly, then the home page that we are trying to load here would start working, and it would show the links to the pools and to the resources. This would be working, but then opening the page, for example, the pools one or the resources one, it would fail with another internal server error. But that wouldn't be because of the SELinux issue, it would be because we need to fetch those from the database, and the database connection would be misconfigured. So that's why we added the second commit. We figured that out in some of the previous episodes on this channel, and it was explained here in this comment. So yeah, we figured it out 2 weeks ago. That's why the two changes. Hopefully, once we finish this run of the playbook, once we finish it, then this should start working, as well as the pools and resources subpages. So this is gonna take some time, you know that already. So feel free to skip ahead and see if this playbook finishes successfully and if it fixes our problem. I'm just going to wait. By the way, since the holiday season started and I don't have to work, do you have any idea what projects should we contribute to? Like, we can do anything, so that's why I'm asking, because I kind of don't know. I have some ideas what I want to work on during holidays, but because I'm a boring person and I don't like to do any activities. I just want to sit home and do stuff. So we definitely need to work on some project. I have some ideas. I will go into them in some of the upcoming videos, but like a brief elevator pitch would be like, there is a complicated process to get your package, your software, like your whatever your program is. There is a complicated process to get it into Fedora. And I mean complicated in a good way here. It is complicated in a bad way too, but I mean in a good way, because somebody needs to run the Fedora review tool, which has a big suite of tests, and they need to pass in order for your package to be accepted. That's not all the criteria. There are additional criteria, but at least it needs to pass the automated test suite. Like, it is split into multiple sections, like must items or should items and so on. But at least the must items needs to be like okay in order for a package to be accepted. So that's a good thing. We can prevent a lot of issues by having a test suite like this. Also licensing problems and so on. But once your package is in Fedora, then you as a maintainer can do whatever you want, basically, and nobody is going to look over your head, over your shoulder, to make sure you are not doing any nonsense stuff. Like, once you get your packager sponsor in the beginning, which is a person who should be like your point of contact if you don't know stuff. But after some time, you basically stop communicating and do your thing, and Also, the sponsor is not doesn't know anything, doesn't know everything, so they can make mistakes too, right? And all that saying all that, if you can do basically what you want once the package is in Fedora. So I don't like that very much. And I would basically like to have a minimal test suite, like not the whole test suite from the Fedora review, but minimal test suite provided by the Fedora review. Still, I don't want to create another tool. That would be run as a CI after every push to your package repository. So I think that would be good, because then we could see that we could make sure all the packages are still like passing the quality that they are supposed to. And maybe it would even allow us to do some like queries and data analysis across all the packaging ecosystem, like how many good packages we have and how many like problematic ones we have, and what's the common problems and so on. So it could be useful. And I want to work on something like this. By the way, this is the one. Yeah, so it was changed, so good. So I want to work on something like that. I'm not sure if it is a good idea or not, but I want to try at least. So restarting. Okay, so it still didn't restart the server, which is interesting. But if we jump here and open this file, so it has the line now. That's good. You know what? We'll manually restart the service. And yeah, so the problem is with the drop-in actually. For some reason, we need to run it manually. But now it should work. The daemon reload is weird. What if we go here and git grab this line? So it's only in backend handlers. I don't like that. This doesn't look. This doesn't. Yeah, this looks weird. What if we git grab just this? Still only backend. How is it possible? How is it possible that frontend, for example, doesn't do anything like that? How do you do daemon reload in Ansible? Daemon reload like this. Okay. Do we have that? We don't. We don't actually. Prefer this over. The thing that confuses me is why it is not needed in the other playbooks. You know what? We will try to take a look manually. So we will go to front end here, and we'll go to handlers, and we know the reload isn't here. It imports restart services. I don't know if that's helpful for us, but backend handlers does not do that. So that could be a problem. Restart services in, okay. Reload system D. Okay. Light is not defined here. I have daemon reload here is for RabbitMQ, for example. Okay. Weird. So this is in, yeah, this is the general handlers. Okay, if we take a look at front-end main, front-end main tasks, system D, so they say only reload HTTPD. Reload HTTPD. Oh, there is some conditional reload that looks, of course, interesting. Conditional reload. What the hell is this? Service reload. By the way, does reload the service or also this? I want my services status started. You know what? We will do light HTTPD service. The thing is, handlers backend, we actually do like reload. We do this. Does this command exist? It exists. So I don't know why it doesn't work actually. Service isn't there. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, since I restarted it manually, it works. And this works too. Okay. So our notify stuff is just broken somehow. Handlers. So handlers, no, it was restart services. This one. Reload. So reload system D. Where do they do that? Git grep. here in hypervisor. So yeah, not many playbooks run that. It's just weird. Is it? Does system still reload HTTPD service? What is the daemon mode automatically? No, that's what I would expect. So yeah, exactly. That's just not a hard restart. It's like a soft restart. So I don't know. How is it possible? Nobody here needs to define the daemon reload, and it happens for them. Is our problem having multiple actions? Notify. Can we have multiple notify handlers for a single task? Of course we can, right? Yeah, exactly. This is just weird, I mean. Let's jump back to SSH on the Batcave. And what is our name for the task that we are doing? So it is on the backend tasks, and we are doing this line, right? Let's search it. So it was okay now, and previously okay, and previously also okay. Okay, so we are not seeing any changes there, and that's why it is not being not. Okay, maybe I messed up the last time we ran. Maybe we fixed the dashes and yeah, maybe we fixed the dashes, but I forgot to remove that file that it installed, and therefore it is not installing anything now, and therefore it's not running the handlers. So maybe that's the problem. I think we are ready to run this against production. And worst case scenario, it won't restart the light HTTPD, right? So we are going to run that against production. So as you have seen, I have used the same line but removed the -dev here from the hostname. That's it. and we can open copper badge. So this is the URL for the uncached staging instance. So we can remove the dev, and this is our uncached production instance, and we are interested in ResallOc. So it is currently server erroring. We are running the playbook. Hopefully this will be our last run of the playbook. And and hopefully we can close this issue afterwards. Okay. By the way, this is supposed to be an hour in the life of a Fedora developer, and we are hour and a half in, and it will take maybe another 10 minutes before we can wrap up. So this is a bit longer episode than expected, but okay, that's fine. Hopefully that's fine with you too, hopefully. So as a teaser for another episode, while we are waiting for the playbook to finish, as a teaser for another episode, we did some fun stuff using the rich library in the Copper code. It was this one, colorize build statuses, stay-tie, I don't know what the status is. So it looks like this, it's really cool, I like this. We want to finish this pull request. So Pavel is mentioning some stuff regarding color option from the command line. Here are some redundant fields, so we are going to comment on that. And here Gemini, which we enabled recently, is having a reasonable take, which is the code we introduced will work only on Apple 9 Plus. However, we need to support Apple 8 too. So we will need to fix our code here. That should be easy because it's just complaining about this argparse. Another problem is the rich library is not available in Apple 8 at all. So we will need to figure out if it can be packaged in Apple 8 or if it just doesn't work in Apple 8 because, for example, it's too old of a Python or something like that. If it could be packaged, we will probably package it and send pull requests to the maintainer if they can use it or maintain the Apple 8 version too. But if it is not possible to use rich in Apple 8, which is, I think, Python 3.6 there. Yeah, Gemini mentioned it too. So if it is not possible to run Python rich there, then we would need to do some hacks in our code to basically ignore the feature on Apple 8. So that will be definitely interesting. But I like this very much. I like this PR. It looks so good. It's of course first attempt of colorization of something in the Copper CLI. So maybe later we will add some more colors to make it a little bit alive. I mean. But for now, this is good. And yeah, this was not driven by any like feature request or by any user or customer or anything like that. It was just I wanted to do it because why not? So this is a good, I would say, not holiday effort, because it involves like talking to other people, and we don't want to bother other people during the holidays, but it is a good like a past time activity for us. So so yeah, this is what we are going to work in the very next episode, I think. And then we will start the project with the CI review on the packages. That feature would of course be optional at start. We would want to like show people the benefits of that and so on, and only after some time we would introduce like a official Fedora change and so on, and like drive this whole process. So this could be like a several year-long process even. So we don't want to rush this, so we will not finish this in like a couple of episodes, but we will definitely implement the initial like proof of concept during these holidays, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I hope you are too. I know I kind of like dropped it in the middle of a video here. I will definitely do a proper introduction for that effort in a video, in an episode where we start to work on this. So so don't worry about that. And we will probably write some like not to-do list, but some kind of a high-level to-do list, so that you have an idea what needs to be done in order to get this to the finish line. So we should be close to finishing this playbook run. Make sure, okay, so we configured the database, that's good. Interesting is, we are not installing the files, still. What the hell, man? That's just weird. Now, this will not work then, because it didn't restart the light HTTPD, right? Yep, this doesn't work. So that's weird. Let's SSH to the production. So it will be copper backend production, and we are having some tmux-ception here. We are having tmux inside of tmux. That's not a problem. By the way, if we do ls etc systemd system light HTTP, so it is here, right? This was definitely created by our playbook. Like if we do ls l, it was created. My time says actually 12:21 and this is 11, but I mean there is a time zone difference. So this was created 3 minutes ago. System status light HTTPD is running for a week. So it was definitely not done. So what the hell? Handlers. One more look, but then I don't care because I have to run. Yep, there is no typo here. And this one, no typo here. Ansible notify multiple. Notify. Okay, so they have, in an example, they have the indentation too. But here we are not running notifies actually, because copy does trigger a change. Yes. But when the destination changes, when it does not, does this trigger a change when it creates the file? Yes. Fuck you. It doesn't. Like, what the hell? Yeah, what the hell? Like, the file was changed, created 3 minutes ago. Now it's 5 minutes ago. This wasn't run because when running the not changed. So so screw that. I'm running system still daemon reload, and I'm running the restart of light HTTPD. Let's do reload. System still reload light HTTPD service. That should be the same basically for new connections, I guess, or not. It's doing something still, waiting. Because a restart should probably close all currently open connections. We don't want that. We want to be a bit gentler here. But did reload not help? Let's restart it. Hopefully it will be okay. This is the most this is the worst thing that we can do on in our deployment because we want the light HTTP service on backend to be running always, because it serves the results. Like when the website doesn't work for a few seconds, that's fine, but when the results are not hosted for a second, that's a problem because CI depends on it and so on. But yeah, okay, cool, nice. And the pull, it's slow as shit, but okay, the pools page works and the resources page works too. Okay, so everything is done. We are going to link our commits into what did I run? Browse at remote. We are going to link our commits inside of the ticket, and that's going to be the end of this episode. So so fixed in. Let's start from the bottom. Like this. For some reason, when the drop-in is created in drop-in file is created by, it doesn't trigger changed, but OK. So that should it be uppercase or not? Not. So I wanted to do actually, and it's not in the brackets either. So let's do just this. But it is. It's okay. So the notify handlers are not being notified. Not sure why. I restarted the service manually. And if we go to copper, download, this is the cached variant, Resalloc. The page works now. Feel free to close the issue or feel free to close the issue or we can investigate. We can also investigate the notify problem like this. I think that's fine. So yeah, the website works now. Cool. we are going to end the episode here, and it was actually 2 hours. Fun. Okay. See you in another episodes, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.